up? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Zoe. If you're new here, welcome. We are in my kitchen today because today's video is going to be a meal prep video. You guys have been asking me to do some of these for a long time. We have two very exciting recipes today. They are both going to be very easy, and the way that I'm going to make them, they're going to be vegan. However, if you do want to add in some protein sources or even some vegan protein sources, you can feel free to do so. I'll be doing a voiceover during the actual recipes, so I can kind of guide you through the recipe and what I found was most beneficial. Let me tell you guys, these recipes are not going to be anything super complicated. This whole thing took me probably an hour and a half in total, and then I have my meals set up for the week. So I'm just doing 5 different meals. You can kind of divide them into 6 as well. So I have 5 days of meals, and these will usually be on my lunches. So usually during the day when I'm working, when I'm in the office editing, I like to just grab something really quick and eat. I don't want to just, spend time cooking. So I like to have at least one meal a day that's already been prepped and put in the fridge. It honestly saves you a bunch of time and also makes calculating like your macros easier because you already know that you're gonna have that one meal, and then you can kind of build your calories around the rest of that meal, and I just find that super beneficial. Also guys, you will see in the video these new containers. I wanted to talk to you about them really quick. So I did buy them off of Amazon. I'm going to link them below. I actually just threw away all of my plastic Tupperware that I used to have. I'm switching over to glass. So these are super great for meal prepping. The one that I got came with 10 pieces, and it's definitely more than enough. I feel like obviously if you have more people in your family, you might want to grab 2 sets of them, but I will link these below. They're also super cute with the light blue. This is like my one color that I have in my kitchen. I have a lot of light blue bowls, light blue, what else do I have? I don't know, I really need to get a light blue toaster. I'm super excited about these meals. I hope you guys like them. If you want to see more meal prep videos, please make sure to give this a thumbs up. Super appreciate it. And of course, please don't forget to subscribe. If you want to see more health and nutrition and fitness content from me, along with some other stuff, I will also be doing a house tour soon. Just finishing up the laundry room and the pantry. People keep asking me on Instagram though, so I do apologize. I'm kind of getting everything organized, as you can see back here. I also need to get a new knife kit. I want to get like the ones that are flat against the wall because I just don't like how it's in the corner and it just looks kind of weird. Put some flowers back there or something. But guys, typically when it comes to meal prepping for the week, what I'll do is I'll usually switch out the recipes every 2 to 3 weeks, depending on if I get sick of it or not. These were really good, so I'm definitely gonna have them again next week. It just makes it easier on yourself to just have the same thing. You already know how to cook it, you already have all the ingredients on hand. So I like to do that and kind of until I run out of the ingredients of that particular recipe or until I get sick of it. So I'll definitely be making these again next week, maybe the week after. So if you guys wanna see my next meal prep that I end up doing, let me know below. I would love to, make this kind of like a bi-weekly series, or definitely wouldn't be weekly series, but bi-weekly or like a monthly series. Also wanted to let you guys know, if you are a ZBody fitness app user and you do like these recipes, I am soon going to be adding on different nutrition programs and a macro calculator onto the app. So try these recipes. If you guys like them, then I think you will definitely love the new nutrition section. And I'm super excited. I've been honestly working on it for like 5 months now. So there's so many different nutrition programs on there for different goals. I'm gonna have vegan, vegetarian, balance. There's gonna be all kinds of different options for you guys. I'm super excited because nutrition is the one thing that I definitely think my girls need help with out there in terms of building the booty. A lot of people aren't eating enough and aren't fueling their bodies properly to build the muscle that we're trying to build. So that's super exciting news, and I'm gonna stop blabbering on because we're here for the recipes. First recipe is going to be a peanut cauliflower with soba noodles and zucchini noodles. 10 out of 10, honestly, like 12 out of 10. I've eaten all of them so far. I have 2 of the other ones left that I made, as you guys will see. Recipe number 2 is going to be a fajita veggie sweet potato with rice and guacamole, also delicious. I will link them both below for you guys in the description box if you'd like to make them yourself. Leave a comment below if you love this video. I would super appreciate it, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Alright guys, for this first recipe we have my rice cooker, some jasmine rice, olive oil, all of our spices. By the way, the entire recipe is going to be linked down below for you guys, so don't worry if you don't catch any of the measurements or anything. But basically just a bunch of spices, we want everything nice and flavorful. All of our veggies here. You can also buy the peppers pre-chopped, which sometimes lazy me does that. But like I said, obviously you can chop the peppers yourself. You can also do the sweet potatoes peeled or unpeeled. I prefer them unpeeled, as well as half a red onion. So I'm just going to throw my rice in the rice cooker. Obviously, the rice cooker is not essential. It's just easier for me, I feel like, especially if you're making a bunch of rice. I didn't this day, but in particular, on a day that I'd have to meal prep, I would just throw a bunch of rice in there and just keep it in the fridge and kind of portion it out during the week. So we're first going to, obviously, first it's going to be chop up all our vegetables. Then we are going to add all of our spices together into a bowl. This is basically what we're going to be using to season our vegetables and our sweet potato with. Now, this one was a little spicy, I will say. So if you don't want it as spicy, you can do a little bit less of the chipotle powder. Like I said, all these spices are going to be down below for you guys. So basically, we're just going to mix all that together, put a little bit of salt and pepper in the bowl, make sure it's super flavorful, mix it all together, and then basically what we're going to do is just put a little bit of olive oil on just our sweet potatoes. So for this, you're going to bake these sweet potatoes first. So you're going to throw these in the oven for 10 minutes. Make sure that they're all seasoned. I'm going to see me throw on the seasoning here in a second. You want to make sure that you massage the oil in first. You can also use coconut oil if you prefer. I just prefer olive oil. I don't know why, but any oil will work. And then you're just going to throw about half the seasoning on. I ended up throwing a little bit extra on. So, you know, if you do want to have extra, you can certainly make extra seasoning if you have extra veggies or extra potatoes, whatnot. This recipe is pretty much, you can kind of do what you want to do with it. This is kind of a better serving size for me because I'm only one person and I'm single, so I'm basically just cooking for myself. But obviously, if you are cooking for someone else, you can kind of double the recipe, quadruple it, whatever you want to do. It's definitely a very flexible recipe. So we're first going to get our rice out of here. Basically, this is going to be finished cooking as we're taking our stuff out of the oven. Just portion out. I like to use a half cup or a full cup. Usually I'll put about 2 cups into here, maybe a cup and a half, depending on how much rice I have. So guys, after your sweet potatoes are done baking for the first 10 minutes, I'm sorry, not done baking, but they get an extra 10 minutes, you're just gonna throw those veggies on there. Again, all we did for that was just throw the extra seasoning on there, and there we go. So you're gonna bake these for an additional 30 minutes. They are amazing, 10 out of 10. I love this recipe. So as that is cooking, we are going to start our second recipe. These are going to be the cauliflower. So we have cauliflower, zucchini noodles, peanut butter, some soy sauce. We have some sriracha right here. We have some rice vinegar, and then all of our spices, some chili powder, some sesame seeds for on top, some ginger root. We have some lemongrass powder. We have some honey, which, by the way, also are soba noodles. You can also sub that for maple syrup. Obviously, the honey is not vegan. Our lime, and yeah, you can sub that, and then our salt and pepper. So basically, we're first going to make our peanut sauce. You're just going to add your peanut butter into a bowl, and I do recommend kind of heating it up. It will make it a little bit easier to mix. We have some sriracha going in the bowl. Again, if you don't want it as spicy, feel free to use a little bit less of the spiciness. We have some soy sauce. You can also use Bragg's liquid aminos. We have our rice vinegar going into the bowl. Then we have our lemongrass powder. This that you can find at a specialty store. Some lime juice, throw it on in there. It's just really easy recipe. I feel like I could definitely make this seasoning again and kind of just throw it on to anything I want. Again, you can sub in maple syrup if you would prefer that to the honey, 2 tablespoons of that. And we're just going to mix out, oh, almost forgot the olive oil. Again, you can use coconut oil if you would prefer. One of the two is good for this recipe. It's very flexible. So we're just going to mix everything up. Like I said, I recommend using a whisk, kind of heating the peanut butter up a little bit because it will be easier to mix everything all together. Then we're just going to pour it onto our cauliflower. Make sure it's nice and seasoned. Usually about half the sauce I would use. Then we're going to use the other sauce onto the soba noodles and zucchini. So now you're going to take your cauliflower, mix it all together. We're going to throw that into the oven with our stuff that's already baking. So you're just going to throw it right on top. Same exact temperature. What's great about this is that you're cooking both at the same time and you're just saving so much time during the week so you won't have to cook again. So now we're just going to cook our soba noodles as everything is baking in the oven. For these I used 2 packages. Again, kind of use what you would like to. I'm in a higher carb week right now and higher carb days, so on these days I do like to have a lot of carbs. So obviously make it according to your own goals. You're just going to cook that according to the package. It's like super quick, like 4 or 5 minutes. Then we're going to finish off our first recipe and finish portioning that out. And guys, one of the main reasons that I love doing meal preps and these recipes in particular is because I do struggle a lot with getting my veggie consumption. And with these two recipes, you're getting a lot of vegetables in, especially with this one, you're getting a lot of peppers, a lot of onions, and with the other one, you're going to be getting your zucchini and cauliflower in. And I just, I'm really trying to work on my veggie consumption because, to be honest with you, I'm not the best. But these recipes are going to help me a ton, and I hope they can help you guys as well get your veggies in because they are very important. So guys, what I recommend for this recipe is also getting some little mini guacamole cups, which I'm going to show you in a second. These they sell at the store in just like the regular guacamole, but basically so your food doesn't get all gross, just throw that in there. That way the guacamole won't get soggy and it won't get all over the rice. Basically, you can either throw these into the oven or the microwave really quickly. Obviously, take the guac out first and then just throw it on after, and it is amazing. So now we're going to finish off our second recipe. These are the soba noodles. We're going to throw that in with about half of our zucchini noodles. Again, I pre-purchased these. You can spiralize your own zucchini, but it is easier to buy the pre-packaged ones if you're lazy, like me. So we're going to throw about half the zucchini noodles in there with the soba noodles, and then the rest of the peanut sauce. We're going to mix that all together, make sure that sauce gets all over your noodles. And again, if you do want to make a little extra sauce, you're more than welcome to, but just to keep the calories a little bit lower, I do recommend using the desired amount that I will have below in the recipe for you. So then we're just going to portion out all of our noodles. So for this one, I ended up using 3 different Tupperware. Again, you can use as many as you like, as little as you like. You can put it all in one and then portion out. It's really up to you. This is just easier for me, obviously, because then the meals are all set up. If you want to be a little bit more accurate, you could also use a food scale, but for me, I kind of just eyeball it and divide it up into 3s. And I'm just going to top it off with the rest of my zucchini noodles. I do recommend just putting these on the top because they stay nice and fresh. Obviously, you do mix them in a little bit with peanut sauce, but the fresh ones on top are 10 out of 10. I don't think the original recipe called for that, but I just wanted to throw that in. So then your cauliflower will be coming out of the oven at the same time. You're just gonna grab that and portion that off. Again, you can make more cauliflower or less if you'd like. You can also add Gardein chicken onto this recipe. There's all kinds of different things you can do. You can add regular chicken, obviously, if you're a meat eater and you're watching this vegan meal prep video, which I'm not sure why you would be, but you never know. Do whatever your heart desires, guys. These recipes are completely flexible and really should make them according to how you want to make them. So if you guys like this recipe, please make sure to give it a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in the next video.